Hello. I'm just moving my hoop down a little bit. Okay, so today we're going to finish the rest of the base of the house. So we've got windows and shutters, we've got the railing, and the roof lines. Get off of there. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do today. And then the rest of the time we can do little fun details. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna start with, and the door. Hello. Okay, so we're gonna start with our windows and then we'll move to our door. And then we'll do, oh my gosh. I feel like we're way behind. We're not. It's just extra days, which is fine. We'll see. We'll see how far we can get. We're going to start here and then we'll move on. Okay, so what we're going to do first is the shutters. I've been back and forth on how many strands to use. I wonder what we did before. Because, hold on one second. That looks like 6 strands. Okay, we're gonna do 6 strands. Happy Thursday, yes. This stitch along is going to be more than 2 weeks, you guys. Just letting you know. I try to keep it to 2 weeks. It just didn't happen this time. Okay, so I'm using the DMC 12, which is what we used on the other windows. Sometimes these come with a knot. This was not my fault. Usually it's just some kind of slip knot though, so it's not a big deal once we can figure out where it started. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to use all 6 strands of DMC 12. If you're using the original colors, it looks like 3864, which is the same color as these 2 areas. All right, let's do this. That needle threaded. Now, depending on how haunted or old your house is, these lines can be really, really straight, or you can do some a little bit crooked, depending on the look you're going for with your house. Okay, so we are gonna do kind of a satin stitch, but we're gonna keep it a more of an open weave. So we're gonna go and do our first stitch. And then we're gonna leave just a little gap. I mean, just the tiniest gap. And do that. Now you could do some like really close together and then make it a little bit crooked because these shutters are broken. That's what's so fun, is that you can make these straight or not, depending on how you're feeling. Or maybe you start out straight and then you're like, well, that one's crooked, and no big deal because this is a haunted house. But I'm just doing little tiny gaps. Now, if you want to, you could stitch the purple behind it with maybe like 3 strands, or you could go in between each of these, and I would use just 2 or 3 strands just so that they lay like behind the shutters instead of like on top of. You threaded that pretty quickly. What size or type of needles do you use? I'm getting old and seem to have to use a needle threader. I use a size 5 needle. I like the DMC brand, but I also thread needles all day long. So, I mean, it's just part of my everyday life now. So if you need a needle threader, go for it. The Chanel needles have a bigger eye, so they're easier to thread, especially with 6 strands. But I generally don't have a problem threading 6 strands into a size 5. But I know that is because I thread needles all day long. So, all right, there is our first shutter. I'm just going to do 1 straight stitch up the side, and then another one down the other side. I've been using a Chanel or Tapestry size 24. Yeah, for sure. 24 is a great size. Okay, there is shutter number 1. And then I'm going to do the window next to it. Yeah, size 24 is great. My only problem with Chanel needles or Tapestry needles is that they're shorter than a size 5 needle, because a size 5 is an embroidery needle. So it's just slightly longer, which I prefer. But I do have some size 24s that I use. Okay, window. We're gonna do one more shutter. We have a lot on our list, but these last ones are not gonna take nearly as long as like the bricks took. So hopefully we can blast through a few today. I baked pumpkin bread today. It's so good. I love this time of year. I don't want to eat pumpkin all year long, but I really, really like it in the fall. My family is not the biggest fan, so I bake a lot for my neighbors these days. And I do like mini loaves instead of like one big loaf, so then I can take them to more people. Lisa, of course you did. I know. I love to bake. But now I have 4 loaves. I think I'm going to keep 2. So I got to find 2 neighbors that I want to take bread to. And I've got my sandwich bread rising as well. I felt like baking today, so I am. All right. See, none of those are straight. I mean, you know, they're all over the place, which is what I'm going for. There we go. Done. Hello, that was so fast. Okay. 10 minutes in, window's done. All right, let me tie this off. And then we will do the door. All right. Now, where's my pencil? I think it's on my desk. So this one has a window here, and then up above it has like this same pattern. So I'm gonna do that again. I really like the look of that, so I want to do it again. So that's what I'm gonna do at the top of the door, and then I'm just gonna satin stitch the door. So we're not really learning new stuff today. It's just stuff we already know. We're just using it in different places. So tie a knot, hold on. Okay. I'm going to use 3 strands of the 606 for the door. The original was 37.77. We did a red door last time. Now we're doing a reddish orange. That seems to be fitting. So this was the Buttonhole wheel. Oh, that was not right. Sorry. Down in the middle, up on the edges. Always down in the middle. I just got one of those Fons and Porter chalk pencils and really like it. Thanks for the suggestion. You're welcome. It's a good one. They're really nice. And I feel like they brush off really nicely too. Like I had it under the purple. I'll show you. And I felt like it really like cleaned up nicely when I was like trying to rub it off. All right, tack that down and then do one more across. Okay, so there is the top of our door or window above the door, and then we'll stitch the door. I'm gonna move up to 6 strands. All right. But even I can't. I don't even thread a needle the first time, every time, all the time. A lot of times, yes. Every time, no. Okay. Now you could do horizontal or vertical. I'm gonna go with vertical satin stitches because I think it'll be just a little bit faster, and I like the door is vertical, so I feel like the stitches should be vertical. Chris, you did jinx me with my needle threading. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, I'm going to do down here next. So you could also do, like, stitch the window in this and do, actually, yeah. We'll grab another color. Hold on, when we're done, I'll show you what I'm thinking. Not. Hang on. Sometimes my like tail will knot around If your tail looks like this, just trim it, because it'll keep causing problems. Oh my gosh, we still have to do the boards on the windows too. I just realized how much more we still have to stitch. We're just gonna do some more days next week, that's all. All right. There's that, and then I'm gonna come over here and go up. I couldn't decide where I needed to stop with the bottom section. Okay, so I still have room for one more. And then I'm gonna outline the door at the bottom and the top. I need one more in here. Okay, and then we're gonna come up here and do a couple across the top as well. You do such even stitches. I have to use a thread guide to help me stay straight. Oh, but also like practice. Like once you've done it so many times, it gets a lot easier. And I love satin stitch, so I use it a lot. So I practice all the time. Okay. So there we've got our door. Oh, I might need another stitch over here. It's not quite covering like I want it to. Oh, that needle's really hard to pull through. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna do a little window. I think dark purple. I think I have a little, what do I have a scrap of? I don't have a scrap of purple. I have a scrap of turquoise though. I'm gonna use some 3810. This is 2 strands. That's really small. Let's see, maybe not. I have another scrap of it right here. Okay, I want to use 3 strands, so I'm going to use this piece. So I'm going to do 3810, sorry, bumped my camera, and just do some little window panes in there. Okay, so I'm going to go across the bottom. And then I'm gonna go thirds. And one more. And then, should we cut this in half or in thirds? Half. This one, move that stitch out of the way a little. Love the shutters. Yeah, the shutters are cute. And then I'm just gonna outline this window. Come on, I have a knot right there. Okay, so there's our door. I'm gonna put a little doorknob over here with the same. I'm gonna split this middle thread and do a French knot right on top of it. So I've got 3 strands. I'm gonna wrap it, let's see what twice looks like. That's a good size. Cute. So if you split your stitch one way coming up and another way going down, then you shouldn't have gaps in your, like where you put your French knot down. All right, what else do we need to finish? I think let's do the roof line first. And then we'll see what else. Because like we don't have a roof line over here. So let me get my black and gray out. So we did 3 strands of the 37.99 and 3 strands of the 310. So let me get that real quick, and we will add a roof line. Had to cut them to the same length. 1, 2, 3 strands. Okay. It's all coming together. I know. It's always fun when you like get to the point that it's like look how close we are. I didn't do this part. Ignore it. But like, oh my gosh, like look at all that stitching we've done. And really, it's just one step at a time. Wait until we add like the plants and stuff. It just like, it was in that really ugly stage at the first of the week. Thinking, what have we done? Throw it in the garbage and start over. Okay. So let's do our roof right here. I'm just gonna do a chain stitch. So that's what we did with the purple. So I'm just gonna do that again up the roof line just to kind of give it a little bit of texture. So we've got that loop. Grab that needle. Ugh. We're gonna go up and down in that same hole inside the loop. Now you could do this on a lot of roof lines if you wanted. I think I'm gonna do it over here as well. Maybe not. We wouldn't really see a roof, would there, would we? I don't know. I might after I finish that triangle. What is the time? 1:24. I think let's do the railing today as well. I've only been here for 25 minutes, so I think we have time for a little more stitching. The question is, what color do we do the railing? Do we stay with the color we did for the porch, or do we try something else? Oh, we have the boards on the windows too. That's gonna have to be tomorrow. Got Like I have those colors planned for something else, but what was it? I'm really close to my hoop stand right here. And it makes it hard to stitch. Last one. We're just gonna come right up at the top. And tack it down. Okay. There is our roof line. Oh my gosh. Let me tie this off. Okay. Okay, what color should we do the railing? Should we keep it the same color? A little bit of orange in there with our yellow and gold. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards. You could also do like the herringbone stitch in this window again. If you wanted to not do what I did, if you wanted to do this again, you could do that. Honestly, you could do this here, 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 if you wanted. Yes, that's our wood green. Okay. I think I'm gonna do like I did here and do the yellow and gold and then just like put in a little bit of the orange once I have that down. So, okay, let's do that then. Let's see what I've got. I have this pile of thread in front of me. Okay, so we've got our 782 and 783. I have some pieces cut, so let me see what lengths I have. See if I need to cut new pieces or if I can use what I've got. All right, there's the 782. I think I'm gonna do two strands of the 783 because that's what I have already cut. You could do 3 and 3. I'm gonna do 3 and 2, but only because I already have that cut as scraps. So I'm using 5 strands, but only because I don't want to cut more thread if I don't have to. Okay. Let me pull up my picture and remember where I have things lined up. Okay. In the original colors, we used 838 for the railing. And it looks like we actually used like 4 strands. Hang on. Yeah, I'm thinking we used 4 strands. So if you want to use fewer strands, go for it, because then it won't be, they won't be quite as like thick. Hang on a second. I'm gonna pull out one of my strands of 782. So I've got 2 and 2. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hang on, I gotta thread my needle again. I love how the little X pattern came out on the tower. So glad you experimented yesterday. Yes. We love experimenting on live video. No, it did. It turned out really cute. I'm glad that you like it. Did you end up using it as well? Did you do that? I think it gave us really good coverage and it looks really cute. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some detached chain stitches for the tops of our columns. Terry, not yet, but I will. Yeah. Good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is detach chain stitches for this little detailing of the columns on the porch. So we're gonna come in and out of this center. We're gonna come up to the roof line and make a little loop and tack it down. Okay, and then we're gonna go in and out of this same spot at the bottom. And make like a triangle shape. So we're gonna come out here. And tack that down. And then we'll do one more. Complete that triangle shape. Okay, I'm gonna come up here one more time and go down, whoops, to the edge of our porch. I'm gonna go like just under this little trim piece. Okay. And then let's do some slats for our porch. So I want the horizontal to go about here. So when I come up, I'm gonna come up about there. Now these can be as straight as you want them or as crooked as you want them. I'm gonna do the same thing and kind of put my needle down under that stitch that we made for like the trim. Do the same thing when I come up. You can do these closer together, further apart, crooked, straight, whatever makes you the happiest. Hope. Just be careful that you're not like pulling, because I split this stitch when I came up, but if I pull it too tight, then it pulls it and makes like that gap. So make sure you're not pulling these so tight that you create gaps in your satin stitch that you've already done. Okay, and then our next pull column is going to go right here. So I'm going to come up here and do some more of those detached chain stitches. Those ones are a little bit smaller. Not on purpose. It's gonna come down in the corner. And then we've got a couple of these kind of at an angle. So we're gonna go here. And then one more a little bit lower. And then we're gonna do our railing on the top after that. So I want this angled up a little bit so that we can tell that that porch is a, whoa, that's a porch there. And then we'll do that one across the front. Now we have a cute little porch. I need one more. I think they're too far apart. I want that one crooked though. Hang on. This is when it's hard to thread a needle, when you've already been using the thread and it's like all frayed and they're like different lengths. So when you just trim it. Don't create more work for yourself. Okay. I want this one at an angle. There. Better. But now I'm out of thread. Okay. Yes. Let me get some more thread and we'll do the other side. And then I'm going to let you go and we'll do some more tomorrow. Let me just get this tied off. Oops, sorry. 4 strands, I think, is the way to go. You could definitely do it thicker if you wanted, but I think 4 strands looks really good. All right. Got 2 and 2. Oh, we got to go back and do some orange in there, huh? I forgot. Maybe we don't need to do that. Okay, so with this side, we want some that are angling back for like a wraparound porch, and some of that's straight in front. So that's why I did these a little bit further apart, because we'll have some in the front and then some like moving to the back. And so we don't want to have too many stitches going on. So while we're stitching, the ones in the background, they're gonna stay on this line, where the ones in the front are gonna stay on this line when we're stitching. So I'm gonna do the background ones first. So I'm gonna start on this line, and these ones are going to end at the edge of the porch here. Hold on, let me, I feel like it's blurry. Okay. Okay, now let's do the ones in the front. So I'm gonna stay on this straight line, and then these ones are gonna come down to the edge. Ouch, pricked my finger. The edge of the porch. So it'll look better when we get the railings on. So just give it some time for a second. Whoop. All right. Now, the next one will be the column. So I'm gonna go and do this back railing right across the top of those, just so I'm a little bit closer to the top here. I feel like this is such a weird angle. I don't know what is going on. Filming feels so weird today. I feel like my camera is like not in a good spot. One. Two. One more. All right, and then I'll just do this one more straight, and then we'll do that railing across the front, and then we'll finish up with one more on the corner there. Right there. Yeah. One more set of these. I want that a little bit bigger though. And then the porch will be complete. There's the second one. Gotta do one more. Why didn't I do the middle first? I don't know what I was thinking. That's okay. There we go. So cute. Look at that porch. It's darling. See, now that we have like everything else around it, those don't look as weird. You're an architect now too. I know, seriously. You have to like think about it all. Anyways, that's where we're at. Porch is complete. So tomorrow we'll do our boarded up windows and probably the greenery. And then next week we can do some of the add-ons. The moon, we can do some spider webs. Yeah, we'll do some more fun stuff next week because we're just not done yet, you know? Okay, let me know if you have questions once you get working on this, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, and goodbye.